Well, last time we finished the mission by entering a door labeled to the Hound Pits. And here we are again.
What a day, huh?
This time it's occupied by the City Watch.
I was only a kid at the last coronation, if we even make it to tonight. Will you look at this mess?
We've got to find out where they've taken Emily and a way to get there ourselves.
If you ask me, he's long gone. Threw the mask in the river, left town.
Sadly, we can't stay to listen to their conversation. It's awkward due to the guard presence.
We think Piero Joplin's inside. That crackpot natural philosopher.
There is evidence that Anton Sokolov was held here against his will for some time. We can't determine what happened to him. I'll bet my commission he's in that building with Piero Joplin. If so, arrest him. But I don't want him harmed until I get to the bottom of all this. Careful. The place may be booby-trapped and I want him alive. What else?
Yes, sir. The servants were all executed shortly before we arrived. Looks like a naval cutlass and a small-bore pistol. Looks like Corvo
Things are
ran him
bad.
up before he
Could the
left.
city get any worse? Turn this building inside out. And it goes without saying, this area is sealed.
Still walkers at all points.
And stay vigilant. Corvo's the most dangerous man in the Empire now, and he has nowhere else to go.
Never thought he'd bother us again. I guess he holds a grudge.
So the Loyalists have gone to some length to paint us as a hyper-villain. The guys outside would have talked about how they've heard they had to keep us in a cage so we wouldn't attack Emily on sight. This mission is quite short and there's not much stealth to it. These two guys are the last ones we need to sneak through, and the only semi-tough bit is right at the start. Okay, so they've taken Emily to King Sparrow Island, and there's a flare launcher in the tower we can use to signal Samuel. But we also heard that Piero and Sokolov were being held here.
On my own level.
I couldn't agree more. Your expulsion from the Academy was a crime against natural philosophy itself.
Which you might have pointed out at the time. But it's pointless to hold a grudge. I want to ask you.
About the elixir, yes. And I need to discuss your tonic. Why have you not tried the homeopathic solution?
And where am I to find the subjects? I can't recruit from prisons as you do. But it's forced me to work with another agent derived from...
Delivered causes, yes. I'd get as much. But I think our approaches may reinforce each other. This is what we've been lacking thus far.
And they're broing it up there.
Well, I knew
Pretty much forgotten their rivalry. Or at least their animosity.
Tried to use old Piero for their own gain and discard him. But they have erred and delivered to me an ally almost as brilliant as myself. Old Sokolov and I will hold up here until we can blast the ruffians outside and make for the Academy.
Let's go say hi.
Corvo, good to see that you still breathe. This city would not be the same if you were not with us. I've completed Piero's work on an arc pylon, but only just.
With this device, we can send a powerful electrical signal through the nervous system, merely rendering our enemies unconscious, or they can be reduced to ashes. I've attuned it so that we will be safe from the functions of the device. It will only trigger in the presence of our enemies. This arc pylon is more powerful than the older design. It will function at a greater range, striking down our foes while ignoring us. I need my final sequence, which is recorded in the blueprint for this device. Havelock was inspecting it before the killing started. Return the blueprint to me. It was in his bedroom before he left. Hopefully, it's still there. You may navigate the fields of battle with ease, but Sokolov and I are not as gifted in the same way. Without the arc pylon, it is only a matter of time before they put an end to us.
Yeah, sure.
This device working?
Lucky
Or you
we
can go
did
out-
some exploring and got the blueprints.
Astonishing! The arc pylon is complete. Now to activate it.
With this device, we can send a powerful electrical signal through the nervous system, merely rendering our enemies unconscious.
Yeah, you guys just said this.
Reduced to ashes.
What is your opinion, Corvo?
I'll put them to sleep,
As
obviously.
you wish, Corvo. We will be far away before any of them regain their senses.
You can always imprison them and then maybe execute them later, if that's found to be necessary.
All is ready, Corvo. All that remains is plugging in a whale oil tank to power it. Will you do the honors?
When this arc pylon is charged, no one will dare come near us.
I didn't really like either of them. So, how about we do this? We're gonna take the whale oil up here. We're gonna do the hard bit. And then they can climb up and plug it in themselves. It's not too hard, surely they can manage that.
Corvo, I can't believe you're alive. They killed everyone, Corvo. They killed everyone to cover it all up. Then they took Emily with them and they left. I couldn't do anything to protect her. Please find her. Make her safe. All his talk of being an honorable military man, but Havelock will use Emily like a puppet to his own advantage. Something changed in the Admiral as soon as the Lord Regent died. It had been building up. Martin was acting strange, going quiet if any of us were near, whispering late into the night with Havelock and Pendleton while you were out doing the real work. I think they realized they were one step away from holding the same position the Lord Regent had, and worried they'd be held accountable for what they did here, as the Loyalists. They would have killed me too, but Havelock spared me. Out of respect for my uncle, I believe. Please.
On a high chaos playthrough, Callista will be dead, along with Lydia and even Wallace, who are dead now. Cecilia will always survive because they forget about her.
He said he'd come quickly. Hopefully there's a place he can dock where the Watch won't see him. The City Watch is everywhere out there. But I don't even care if they find me anymore. I saw Samuel on the river earlier. I'm sure he'll take you to Emily. One last trip, I expect.
That's Samuel called?
I can't go with you. I'll be okay here. Just go.
There he is, and we can get down here safely, but... surely... the guards will check out the tower now that there's a flare going out there. We don't want her to get into trouble, so I guess we'll do this for her. It's a shame we've got to save Piero and Sokolov while we do this, but
Amazing. Simply
I guess maybe they will
it functioned
get
beyond
something
their
good done
greatest
later.
expectations. It defies description. A device like this will ensure Dunwall's security for a century.
Now that you've eliminated the City Watch, I can find my way out of here. But there's no way I can help Emily the way you can.
And it would have been easy to sneak through, even without taking the guards out.
Thought I'd find you here. It never pays to bet against you, does it? I saw the signal. I knew you'd be back, Corvo. I knew it. We'll need to get out of here soon. The Admiral controls the military now, Martin's High Overseer, and Pendleton's in favor with the aristocracy and Parliament. They need Emily, of course. But if Havelock senses that it's all about to fall down around him, who knows what he's liable to do?
That's the first mission today.
Good. Then it's one more trip across the river to where it meets the sea. That's where the Lord Regent was building his new lighthouse. Ought to be something to see.
But this was quick enough, we're gonna do the second one as well.
This is it, sir. I suspect Havelock Martin and Lord Pendleton landed there a while ago and went into the lighthouse. Knowing them, they're not giving up without a fight. I remember hearing the Admiral and Martin talking about this place as where they'd hold up if they had to. Anybody going in has to breach the fort, the gatehouse. Then there's only one way to the top. All I can say is that it's been a pleasure serving with you. Maybe after all this is settled, we'll see each other again. Good luck, Corvo. If anyone deserves it, you do.
Well, the tower seems fortified enough against infiltrators. I'm not sure the thin tower with very heavy top design is particularly great against, for example, a siege with an army that's using explosives. This is another short mission. But most of the sneaking is interesting. Again, like the previous mission, specific guard patterns and timings vary, so you need to observe, read and react instead of just executing the same path every time you play. Broadly, the route you take is quite similar, but your timing and the exact spots you go through is going to have to vary. We can't get through there. He would have seen us. And now he's back here. But now we can move. However, there's a guard up there we need to wait for. The platform to the left might seem like a safer choice, but you'll be seen from the yard. The timing here worked out, so we're just behind this guy, who is luckily both deaf and blind. That dude is annoying. Usually he just stands there for a very long while, but I've had him turn around and see me once or twice trying to sneak past. It seems random and I can't figure out a pattern to it. You know that the supports down from here are covered in razor wire, so it's not possible to sneak up on them. From here on to the elevator though, these are a very good route.
Is she up there, do you think? The new Empress?
She came in a few days ago, but she keeps to herself. Must be a shop. I wonder what she's like. Just a kid, I guess. Imagine.
The guy there is just looking down. And that was awkward. Which makes this slightly hairy. But we get to the elevator. And to the final area of the game. We're gonna finish the game with another pretty tricky stealth section. Of course, with Blink, you would be able to just bypass all of it. Without, however, you're gonna need to do some tricks to get through. It's always annoying to see that guy failing on the stairs. Here's the tricky bit. There's a guard in front of him, watching this way. He always sees you a bit, but the way to avoid more detection is to jump into a mantle instead of straight on the pipe. You can't hide on the other side because the other guy will turn around that way. We're basically through. I would have expected the loyalists to tear down the statue of Burroughs there and the bust next to the door, but I guess they haven't got around to it yet.
Callista, nursemaid. Bitter Pierre, ejected from the academy. Samuel, a useless old man, hungry for purpose.
There's Havelock, monologuing.
This is all Martin's fault. We hadn't helped Corvo get out of prison. Corvo hadn't been so damn good at his job. We hadn't gotten greedy, afraid. Always too sure, though.
I think the last mission is much more atmospheric
Too sure of what I wanted to do when other men stopped to consider.
and much more climactic on high chaos.
I know Corvo's coming for me, just
But
like he came for the others.
on low chaos, full ghost, there is a certain satisfaction you get from having all of these people
Who is that? Admiral Havelock?
pretty much panicking about you just
I'm going to make you stand in a corner
appearing,
and
None
learn
of
how to
this made
behave.
sense. When I was young, I went to sea.
sneaking through
Out of a ship, and made aimless men into sailors.
like you've done the entire game so far, nobody ever knowing you were there.
No compromise. Never showed mercy. Never showed weakness. I showed the world what mattered. Will and vision. And not being afraid of getting dirty. And now, I'll lose it all to a man with a faster sword hand. Or is it that he has a slower sword hand? There's something wrong with it. It'll make a good story for the history. I'll have a good epitaph. In his time, he commanded a noble lord, a high overseer, and an empress. The man who brought down a title. Admiral Havelock, son of the high ocean.
He still has quite a high opinion of himself. Well, time to get Emily, and
I knew you'd come.
I don't know why
Is it going to be okay now? Will I be Empress?
Havelock just chills there, but he does. And that's the final mission.
So ends the interregnum, and now Emily Caldwin the First.
I will be continuing on to the DLC next week
After a season of turmoil,
with a slower
will
update
stand at
schedule,
her side
Monday,
forever,
Wednesday, Friday,
guiding her young
because
mind
the missions
and
are
protecting
quite
her
tough,
from those who
and
seek
I'm
to
gonna need some
destroy
time
her
to get them
and
perfect.
cause her harm.
Pleasingly, that will mean Neff of Dunwall is next week,
You
and
watched
Brigmore
and
Witch
listened
is the
when
week
other
after.
men would have shouted in rage.
3 missions in
were
each,
held back
and
instead of
3
struck.
updating days per week.
So it is with the passing of the plague and Emily's ascension.
I hope this has been as entertaining to watch as it was to play,
By your hand.
or at least half as entertaining. I do not know who these randoms are, but I guess everyone is allowed to
And
party.
decades hence, when your hair turns white and you pass from this world, Empress Emily, Emily the Wise, at the height
I
of
wonder
her
if this
power,
is made
will lay your
non-canonical
body down
by
over her
Dishonored
mother's
2.
great tomb.
I haven't had a chance to play it
There's
yet.
no more to her than royal protector.
We'll see you next week.
Farewell.